for me, it was definitely when I first got into hip hop and I started looking for samples. James Brown, his whole catalog, you know, it's just, I mean, how could you ignore that? And Criminal Minded, just like you, it was a really deep record for me in my life at that moment, because it was '88, and that was one of the best records out of '88. So that and Paid in Full, you know, those records, and like Dave said, '88, you know, just a whole year, pretty much. I mean, I can go down the list, but you know, records like that, and then Quincy Jones, just his production and his music, and Herbie Hancock, and just being amazed that they're from here too. It's like, it's crazy. And then, you know, just hip hop just started taking me different places when I started looking for samples and started realizing, like I was talking about earlier, expanding my mind. It expanded my mind that hip hop is everything and music is everything and the whole world is everything. So that's why we all are brothers and we all are the same. And when you realize that, then I started looking for my own self. And then I started finding there's a bunch of samples in Spanish music. But then when I realized that it was Spanish music, then I also realized, hey, well, maybe Japanese records and Russian records. And it just became that. And when I realized that, then it just made me think even more that we are everything, you know? So it's just crazy what music could teach you, and it's a great teacher if you really open your mind and you accept it.
I mean, like records for me, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, beautiful record, head to toe. Probably one of my favorite records of all time. And lyrically, it's just telling the story of the time. Like I wasn't alive there then, but I feel like I know that period from that record. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about, you know, brothers coming home from the war and everything he's talking about. So much of it is still relevant. So that record is amazing to me for that. Man, like Coltrane, Afro Blue, and Alabama, and Naima, you know, where you can tell a story musically, not lyrically. Like someone who's really into, like I'm really into lyrics, but you know, a story that's being told musically where you just feel it. You feel the pain, you feel those records. So that, and then in terms of hip hop, yeah, Criminal Minded, Paid in Full, Chill Rock G for me, Ultramagnetic, Hey Young World was like just earth shattering, like because everyone's doing this and then Slick Rick does that, right? And it's just a completely different style. It's like, oh, you can do that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people who just break down the boundaries is like, oh, that can be done. Gangstar Words I Manifest, like, oh, you can sample jazz, like, you know, Low End Theory as an album, like it's a complete thought, like beginning to end. So those are to me like some of the albums that are just really just changed my view on what could actually even be done. You know, like, you know, I think we all kind of box ourselves in certain ways, and we only can envision things that we've seen and sometimes, and it takes an artist to say like, nah, like you can break away from that. Like Rakim rhyme scheme was like, everyone was like da 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 da, and Rakim just changed rhyme scheme. Like to me, that's why Rakim is Rakim, because there's people will say Kumo D, and I understand all that, but there's a pre-Rakim and a post-Rakim, and everyone who was post-Rakim owes something to Rakim, even if they never heard Rakim, because they heard someone who heard Rakim. And so just people like that. And so seeing that and wanting to be that, like wanting to be like, all right, like I want to be that to somebody. Like I want to tell a story the same way that Slick Rick tells children's story. Like I want to have a political album that's as political as It Takes a Nation of Millions. That is timely and timeless as It Takes a Nation of Millions. You know what I'm saying? Like the same impact that people had on me as a kid. Well, I don't know that I do know I wouldn't be the same person if not for, you know, my philosophy, right? So can I approach my rhyming with the same level of care that I feel like he approached his rhyme, and have the same intention of having that same true impact that he had on me? Like, take it that serious. So those are the artists that inspired me to really take this art form serious and, you know, respect it. And the same way that an Amiri Baraka respects the pen, the same way a Noam Chomsky respects the pen, Ta-Nehisi respects the pen, respect this pen in the same way. You know, those are the artists and those are the pieces of work that, you know, inspire me to be on that.